Do you have a financial cushion between you and life? Hi, it's Tracy. Well, we all know we need an emergency fund because, well, life happens and that costs money. So in today's video, we'll go over how much you need in your emergency fund, where to keep it, and all the other basics. Time is money, so no long introduction here. Please subscribe to help out a new channel and let's chat. First, an emergency fund is just for when the unexpected happens. Basically, Murphy's Law. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. So your emergency fund is a savings account specifically designed for those unforeseen financial emergencies or any unexpected expenses. If you don't have one, it's likely you'll have to go into debt to cover these expenses. So it's a really great idea to have one. Examples can include medical emergencies, car repairs, job loss, home repairs, or anything urgent and unplanned. For example, if you lose your job, the average job search can take 9 weeks due to looking for the postings, sending out applications, scheduling the interview, and then waiting for that call back. Recently, I had to replace a window on my car unexpectedly. I was able to cover the cost from my emergency funds. So how much should you save or have in this fund? You'll hear lots of different numbers being thrown around, but a solid emergency fund is 3 to 6 months of living expenses. If that sounds insane to you, then just start with $1,000 and get on top of your budget and saving, and then bulk that up into your emergency fund. So what is 3 to 6 months of expenses? Well, you need to start by looking at your bank accounts or your statement. You need to know how much you spend per month, and you really want to know the core expenses. So things like housing, food, transportation, or any key bills. You can take out some of those luxuries that you include, maybe like shopping or getting takeout, and this will give you more of a closer amount to that bare minimum. So that means if your monthly expenses are around $3,000, if you need a 3-month emergency fund, you'll need around $9,000 saved up. Simple math, right? Or if you have monthly expenses of around $6,000, you need to have $18,000 saved up. And I think you get the idea here. So where do you want to put your emergency fund? Well, I'm going to recommend that you create a separate account. And this is going to keep your money separate from your regular checking or your savings account. Now this is going to reduce the temptation to spend that money. Also, try keeping it liquid, and what I mean by this is keep your emergency fund as cash and easily accessible, such as a high-yield savings account. You want to be able to get to it fast if needed, so don't lock your money into things like the stock market or real estate. I like having it as a high-yield savings account because it makes interest and you can still easily get to it. Now, a great way to build up your fund is just to set up automatic transfers from your primary account to your emergency fund each month. Now, treat these contributions as kind of non-negotiables expenses in your budget. Now that you have the basics, let's quickly chat about the 3 tips for using your emergency fund wisely. Number 1 is you need to prioritize the necessities. Use your emergency fund to cover essential expenses like food, housing, utilities, and any medical needs during emergencies. So this is going back to the wants and needs. Shopping is a want and so is travel. So don't use your emergency fund for this. I have a separate budget line or sinking fund for this. And I have videos on how to use sinking funds if you want more information. Number 2, replenish after use. So after you use your emergency fund, prioritize replenishing it as soon as possible to maintain that financial security. So back to the story of me fixing my car window, I had to make sure that when I got paid, the next time I put the money back into my emergency fund. Number 3 is review and adjust. So periodically review your emergency fund target and the amount and adjust it based on changes in your financial situation, expenses, or your goals. That's it. You have all the information needed to have a well-funded emergency fund. So let me know down below if you have one or if you're still building up. I do read those comments. I'll see you in my next money-related video, and thanks for watching. Much thanks and love, Tracy.